What is cracking with you, YouTube? It is your man King Howie, back with another video. Shout out to all of the pack addicts out there. Go pack go. And on this channel, we talk about the greatest football team in sports history, and that is the Green Bay Packers. I know it's been a lot going on throughout this nation with the protesting and the riots and the death of black men by police officers. I'm still trying to collect my thoughts on that, but with that being said, there's been a lot of things in between all this time, being quarantined and whatnot, that has transpired. And instead of, putting out a bunch of individual videos, I'll just, I got a docket right here of interesting things that I thought was something that needed to be talked about. But before I do that, I would like to address, those individuals who like a particular team within a division, and who might feel that their quarterback for their particular team in a division, doesn't get any fair breaks. Nobody ever said life was easy. Some people just got to take the hard road, and that hard road will never lead to success. And I would just like to say that my quarterback is just more privileged than your quarterback is. Moving on. On the docket, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers spoke up about the police brutality situation and injustice towards black people in America after Drew Brees' interview with Yahoo Financial. The host asked him how would he feel if all the black players in the league decided to take a knee for the national anthem throughout the whole season, for the entirety of the whole 2020 season. And of course, Drew Brees, in his opinion, speaking for himself, coming where he comes from, he said that whenever he's on the field and he's standing there with his hand over his heart, listening to the national anthem, brings him back to where his grandfather fought in World War II. Yada, 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 yada. And of course, this blew up over the internet and in social media. And Aaron Rodgers was one of the first, I wouldn't say was the first players, but he was one of the loudest voices out of the entirety of the NFL voices that have spoke up. Said that it wasn't about the flag, it never was about the flag. And people came out and clapped. Yeah, that's my quarterback. Yeah, that's my quarterback. Remember Aaron Rodgers did the whole lock arms protesting, I guess trying to stand up for injustice in the black community. And I would like to say this before I even say anything further. The NFL has nothing to do with police brutality. Once again, I have said this over and over and over again. The NFL has nothing to do with police brutality. And moving on. Now, I think the reason why Aaron Rodgers said that, because he might have felt that Drew Brees was trying to twist the narrative like Donald Trump did when Colin Kaepernick was fake fighting for his rights or whatever. But we'll get into that later on in this docket. So kudos to Aaron Rodgers for speaking his piece on behalf of all the other white quarterbacks to, I guess, jump on the bandwagon of what's going on now. So salute to you, Aaron Rodgers. Who knows if it was sincere or if it was, you know, some PR type thing, you know, to jump on. But I do respect the fact that Aaron Rodgers knows what's really going on and not trying to twist the narrative up like Drew Brees did. Moving on to the next topic on this docket. Drew Brees, his comments. Now, like I said, these are Drew Brees' opinions, his heartfelt, you know, statement that he made on Yahoo Financial. He came across to me pretty strong in what he was saying. You know, he had kind of a intense feeling, you know, in his demeanor when he was talking about the flag, and it was just like, whoa, this dude really is standing his ground. Bro, you play with black players. Didn't you take a knee when the whole thing with Donald Trump, when he told he called all of the players son of a bitches? You got out there that following week and took a knee. Was you doing that because Donald Trump called all the players son of a bitches, or was you doing that because, you know what I'm saying, it was about police brutality? I think Drew Brees meant what he said. I don't think he was expecting to hear such backlash from his own players. You know, the news, you know, the public, the general public on social media, you know, attacking him, and then he has to keep apologizing again. Like, bruh, you should never said nothing. And then, you know, you do one apology on social media, all thought out, you know, somebody probably typed it up. And then the next one, he does it on camera, and it just looks fake. Just look fake to me. But who knows what's going on. I mean, this is, you know, a lot of players were posting dates of the games that they had to play Drew Brees on social media. Like, we got this day marked. Like, how are you? Like, I know that the Saints are supposed to have some type of meeting on this situation to try to stop the bleeding that Drew Brees just caused. So it's going to be interesting to see how their season is going to go. I know it's going to be some animosity between the players in the locker room. They're not going to be really, you know, welcoming Drew Brees once everybody's back at the facilities, when they can get back to the facilities. Malcolm Jenkins came out and said some harsh words. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas. I mean, a lot of players spoke up. I mean, he talked to Shannon Sharp. And I really don't think Shannon Sharp believes that Drew Brees was really, you know, wholehearted about what he's, or apologetic for what he said. But it just amazes me how a 40-year-old quarterback can be so naive in the days and times that we living in. I just don't understand that. That's why I don't accept Drew Brees' apology. Period. I just don't. Like, bro, are you not, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in the world around the players that you with on the team. You don't try to, I know you gave money and all that. That's all cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You gave money to the city of New Orleans for various charities. I understand that, but to the urban community. So Drew Brees, you should know something. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Oh, now Drew Brees is going at it over Twitter with Donald Trump, who is once again stepping his foot right at the doorsteps of Roger Goodell to change the narrative once again about kneeling being about the flag. You tell me. Yeah. I don't understand this. Moving on. Next on the docket, Roger Goodell. Speaking of the devil. Roger Goodell. Bro. Now you think you made a mistake? Now you think you made a mistake? I mean, you bring in a shit hop artist, aka hip hop artist like Jay-Z. I call it shit hop because it's full of crap. You know what we're kneeling for? You know why we're kneeling? Do you know why we're kneeling? I think we're past kneeling. I think it's time for some actionable items. Roger Goodell, you sitting there laughing when Colin Kaepernick flipped the NFL world upside down with his fake protests over his trash ass quarterback that he signed. And you sitting there laughing with a shit hop artist who didn't do nothing but sell some t-shirts at the Super Bowl. That's what he did. He sold some $50 cheap ass t-shirts at the Super Bowl. That's what Jay-Z did. Who knows where the hell that money went? Y'all give him 100. What y'all give him? What y'all give Jay-Z? Y'all gave him some money, right? And what is he doing with it? I swear to God, Roger Goodell looked like a hostage when he was giving that speech. We believe in Black Lives Matter. He looked like a damn hostage. Somebody had him at gunpoint. Read this shit. Read this shit. Fix what you didn't fucking started. That's what it looked like to me. Man. Now he going at it with Trump. Trump is calling him out. Now Roger Goodell has to walk this very thin line again because he has endorsements, and those endorsers endorse and sponsor Trump, and he has given money to his campaign. The NFL promote these companies, corporations, commercials during the game. It's going to affect the bottom line of what the NFL is trying to accomplish with, revenue concerns. Now that's going to be put on the table. Will there be fans at these games? Because if there's no fans at the games, then everybody just going to have to sit there and watch players kneel. But I'm hearing that there will be players at the games. I'm hearing that Florida want at least 50% capacity of the stadiums filled up. Other states want, 35% capacity of the stadiums filled up. So I don't know how Roger Goodell is going to deal with this. Now that Donald Trump is calling him out again, and you have corporate sponsors that, you have to deal with. Not only that, the military backs the NFL. So Roger Goodell is going to have his hands tied before the season starts. So, hey, he's going to have to make some tough decisions. Now, we get to the end of this docket for this video. And we're going to end it with Colin Kaepernick. And I remember when I talked about this in one of my previous videos about this situation, about the NFL having nothing to do with police brutality. I said that this wasn't going to be over. And bam, we are here once again with Colin Kaepernick and the NFL and this whole thing about the flag and the kneeling. And the protesting. Like, I have no, like I said before, I have no problem with Colin Kaepernick's fake protests. My thing was, don't do it on the NFL platform when it's not supposed to be done on the NFL platform. But I understand why he did it. The NFL is a big platform. So by him doing what he did, kneeling, it becomes this big, huge global thing. Like I said, you know, this whole thing started off with Colin Kaepernick signing that trash ass contract, and he knew once they brought a new GM in that he was gonna get cut loose. So, to protest against the 49ers, the first thing Colin Kaepernick did was he sat on the bench during the national anthem. He didn't kneel at first. He was sitting on the bench until a military veteran told him, you know, sitting down during the national anthem is, you know, disrespectful. So Colin Kaepernick was like, well, I don't want to disrespect the military. What else can I do to protest against the 49ers? Oh, you could take a knee. That's not disrespecting the flag. We take knee for our fallen soldiers. So that's what Colin Kaepernick did. And I think around this time was when the Trayvon Martin incident happened. So bam, you have that right there in coalition to what Colin Kaepernick was protesting against the 49ers about, that trash ass contract he signed and them cutting him the year after. Plus, when he signed the contract, excuse the noise. Plus, when he signed the contract, he lost $2 million the day he signed the damn contract. So let's not be fooled by the games that people play to get what they want to accomplish, and that was to get money. Now I could go deep into this, but that's not what this channel is for. It's not for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get deep into what I really think about Colin Kaepernick, because some of y'all will be like, man, that kind of makes some sense. So we're gonna just leave it right there. So now we have to go through this whole thing, and I'm hearing that, you know, the NFL is going to try to push him on a damn team because he cried, bitch, moaned, and complained about a bad contract he signed. Talking about crying, talking about being a crybaby. Hungry, talking about being a crybaby. Majority of these quarterbacks is crybabies. So with that being said, man, subscribe, like, share. Hopefully the NFL can find a way through this again. Just be prepared for the NFL to bend the knee, because that's what they're going to have to do. You know, now you have all these protests throughout all 50 states. Big election coming up. Will I be voting? No, I will not be voting for either of these presidential candidates that's coming up. Because if y'all really want to know what I thought, y'all would understand. But until the next video, whenever some football news come out instead of this bullshit, you'll hear from me. You'll hear from me again. So this your man, King Howie. I am out. Salute to y'all. Go Pack Go.